Hi, this is Shamanweaver Sheila Baker. I'm here again with Liz Machette. She came back. How awesome is that? And what we're going to talk about this time is how to prepare yourself for 2020. And Liz is going to give you some information about the astrology, the upcoming for this month. I'm going to give you some tips on how you can move if, even this month into the next decade. If you didn't prepare ahead of time, this is a beautiful time for you to learn, listen, and take a leap. Okay, so what's going on? Tell us.
Well, welcome to a new decade. We're going into a 4 year about building a foundation. So, is your foundation solid? If not, maybe there's some repair that needs to be done or some adjustments with that.
So
So,
the solidity, so we get it underneath our feet, and you have a whole decade to get it right. So imperfect action is better than no action. So write things down. Write things down that are important to you. So okay,
and
so
we're right in the middle of eclipses. So, we had an eclipse here at Pacific time on Christmas Day at 9 p.m. And so we're right in the middle of those eclipses, and we're going to have another eclipse on January 10th. So that's really exciting because eclipses are restart, refresh. So it's a really good time to look at what you've been doing. Is it working? Do you want to make changes? Because there's a lot of new changes coming for everybody. So maybe finish up some of those projects so you can make room for those new projects that you want to work on or your new idea.
and here's an idea. If it doesn't serve you, there's no point in taking it with you. Okay, so think about the Native Americans. They would up and they would leave. They didn't drag everything with them. They left things at the summer camp and the winter camp. So you do not need to take these things that aren't working into the next decade. Actually, not even into the next day. Decommit. I know that's not a word that many people know, but you committed to something. Look at it. Is it still serving you? And if it's not, decommit. So there's a step that you can do: review and recommit or decommit.
That's a great idea. I like that a
Oh,
lot.
thanks.
And we have a lot of energy in the sign of Capricorn. We're kind of in Capricorn season. So it's about responsibility. Like, is it a burden to be take care of the things that you have or the responsibilities you have? Or maybe you don't need to have those responsibilities anymore. So we're really getting, a review of that for sure. And then we're having Saturn and Pluto are coming together in the sky to be neighbors at the same degree in Capricorn on the 12th. So it's starting a new cycle, and the last time that happened was in 1982 in November. So you can reflect back to 1982 to see what was going on for you, and that was in the sign of Libra. And so it's starting a new cycle. We're finishing up that old Saturn Jupiter cycle or Jupiter Pluto cycle or Saturn Pluto, sorry, and starting a new one.
So Saturn is about the about the authority. It's about, and you know what I've always said about being an authority in your own life is write it out. Write your intentions for this upcoming decade, and then live into those. The only people who become authorities are people like us who write books. And so Liz is an authority in astrology. I'm an authority on shamanic journeys and how to have a fulfilling life using those. So if we can be of service to you, by all means tap into us. And so these eclipses that are coming, and then it's Saturn and Pluto. So Pluto is radical change.
Well, it's transformation, and
Ah,
so and it's like bringing things to the surface to be worked on. So if you've been trying to push things down, they might just bubble to the surface and really call your attention to work on whatever that issue is, or just let it go. Maybe it's like it, yes, it happened, you can remember it happened, but does it have that spark that maybe it had when it happened? Maybe not.
hmm.
So perhaps doing some self work, but then work on your life of what you want for the next 10 years.
So I had a mentor once who told me that every day is a brand new clean slate. You do not need to take all of that stuff from yesterday or the last decade into today or the upcoming decade. Write it down, burn it, bury it, and be done.
That's a great idea. I like that, Sheila. Fantastic. And we start the month with the moon in Pisces, so that's about compassion for self and others. Um, are you being compassionate to yourself as much as you are others? It's usually a lot easier to be compassionate towards others, but be
Ain't
loving and
that the
compassionate
truth?
towards yourself also. And
And by all means, when you start finding fault in someone else, it's usually because there's a resonance in here. And then, we pick a way out there, but actually stop for a moment. When something bothers you, take a breath and go, ooh, the only reason I'm recognizing that is it's somewhere in here. Otherwise, I wouldn't even notice.
mhm.
No?
Well, January 10th is the eclipse new moon in um, Cancer. And so it's, be compassionate with yourself. Let your gifts shine and show others. Maybe you haven't been sharing your gifts with others, and now it's time to trust yourself enough to share your gifts.
Well, and that's one of my passions to help people find that spark that's unique to them and then bring it out into the world. So, what else can we tell them that's helpful?
Well, we have the Aquarius new moon on January 24th, and that'll be Chinese New Year also.
Wow, that's powerful.
Yes, and Aquarius is ruled by the planet Uranus, which is the unexpected changes. And Uranus has been pretty prominent in the astrology lately, so there could be some unexpected changes. But lots of times, those unexpected changes bring great joy afterwards, because I've heard people say, oh, well, I lost my job. And I'll ask them, well, did you like your job? And they're like, well, not really. And then they'll find something, a new job that they just love.
So all change and all things that drop away, and that I've been talking in my videos and in my Facebook groups about drop it. If it isn't working, so there's a card. It'll pop into my head in just a second, but it's that Eight of Cups. It didn't work. It isn't working, and it ain't gonna work. So this is a time to really refresh and to revitalize yourself in ways that are going to be helpful. So we've got this shift happening. It's like a rebirthing almost, isn't it?
Oh, yes, I would say so. Exactly. Shedding your snake skin.
Yeah, back out. So the thing about snakes is that they don't shove out of their skin. They back out, and it takes them a bit of time. They have to rub up against rocks and wiggle, and then they leave that entire skin. They don't take bits and pieces of it. So if there's something that you really want this energy to help you with, maybe you need to back away from it, take a little personal time. I'm going to be offering some VIP days, so you can do that, and we'll include some astrology. And so, back out of things that aren't working. There's no forcing yourself through them when you can actually just, stealthily back away. Have you ever heard that? Just back away.
Well, embrace the transformation and the changes that are coming for you, and you know, make room for the new to develop. It doesn't have to be the same way. I mean, there might be parts that you really love and enjoy, but what about the parts that you don't love and enjoy? It's like start making room for that.
So I see this as an opportunity to kind of use a sifter for everything that you've got, and then just shake it, see what falls through, and then go, oh, do I keep this or do I keep this? And you're at decision point. Then you can recommit to the things you're keeping, and then decommit to the things that sift away. So one of the ways you can do this is to think about your priorities. What are your priorities? Personally, and relationships, in your life, for your car. I mean, for everything. You can have priorities for everything, right?
Yeah.
How you spend your time is a priority. And if you're not spending it in ways that make you more joyous, then you get to shift your priorities. So is there anything else going on?
Well, in a 4 year, we may have a lot of work to do, but still schedule some fun time and free time. I think that'll be really important. Self-care is really important. If we don't take care of ourselves, who will? It's like our car might get 350 miles on a tank of gas, and we don't require the car to go 400 miles because we'll be on the side of the road. So we should maybe do that to our own selves. It's like make sure that we get a good meal, rest, and embrace the changes that are coming.
So a way to do that is to really do some inner visioning, and there's a webinar coming up January the 7th, and I'm going to do it again on January the 8th. In case you can't make it at one day, you can make it on the other. We'll have more information for you. Is there anything else that we need to leave them with or want to leave them with?
Well, if you'd like to contact me, my email address is Liz, at alightpath.com, and that's ALIGHTPATH.com. And I look forward to serving you.
That's awesome. So look for more from us, and if we think about something in the middle of the month, we'll keep you posted. Bliss, everybody. See you next month.
Bye.